Hi, everyone. I'm that sociology teacher, and today we're talking about two concepts that shape how we see everything around us: ethnocentrism and cultural relativism. Let me start with a question. Have you ever looked at something from another culture and thought, that's weird? That reaction? That's sociology. Let's start with ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism is the belief that your own culture is the standard, the normal, natural, or even superior way of doing things, and that other cultures should be judged by your standards. And here's the thing, it's not always loud or aggressive. Sometimes it's subtle. For example, if you ever travel abroad and think, why doesn't everyone speak English? That's ethnocentrism. If someone eats with their hands and your immediate reaction is, that's gross, that's ethnocentrism. If you assume American schools are better because they don't rely on one massive entrance exam like students in South Korea, that's ethnocentrism too. Let's talk food. In the United States, the idea of eating insects sounds extreme. But in many parts of the world, insects are a sustainable, common source of protein. Feeling disgusted isn't something you're born with, it's something you were taught. Your stomach doesn't hate insects, your culture does. Or clothing. In some cultures, modest dress is expected and valued. In others, self-expression through revealing clothing is normal. If we label one as oppressed and the other as immoral, we're applying our cultural rules as the universal standard. And ethnocentrism isn't just about preferences. Historically, European colonizers claimed their culture was civilized and others were primitive. That belief justified imperialism, slavery, and forced assimilation. Ethnocentrism can reinforce power, inequality, and global hierarchies. So this isn't just about food or fashion. It can shape entire systems. Now, let's flip the lens. Cultural relativism is the practice of understanding a culture based on its own values, norms, and context, not yours. It doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. It means you try to understand before you judge. For example, instead of immediately saying arranged marriages are oppressive, cultural relativism asks, how does this system function in that society? What values does it reflect? Family unity, economic stability, tradition? Instead of asking, why do adults live with their parents? Cultural relativism asks, how does family structure shape expectations in that culture? And this isn't just international, it's regional. In some communities in the U.S., saying yes ma'am and yes sir shows deep respect. In others, it feels overly formal. Neither is wrong, they're just different norms. Think about time. In some cultures, being 10 minutes late is rude and unprofessional. In others, time is flexible and relationships matter more than strict schedules. Those differences reflect values, efficiency versus connection. Cultural relativism asks us to slow down and ask what social norms are operating here. But here's where sociology gets interesting. Can we always be culturally relativistic? What happens when cultural practices clash with universal ideas about human rights? Issues like gender equality, freedom of speech, or criminal punishment raise difficult ethical questions. Sociology doesn't hand you easy answers. It gives you tools. Ethnocentrism says, my way is the standard. Cultural relativism says, let me understand your way in context. And here's what I want you to remember. We all see the world through a cultural lens. The goal isn't to pretend we don't have one. The goal is to recognize it. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, that's weird, pause and ask, weird to who? And that moment, That pause, that's sociology.